So let me begin this session. So firstly, I would like to tell you about the session, what I have in mind. Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this session and thank you for joining. Thank you for showing the interest and making this session possible. Firstly, obviously, code wizards. Thank you for this. Making this possible. I really did not expect you will be doing it at such a professional level with respect to how you managed it with posts, certificates, and all that. I just hope I live up to that hype that you have created. Okay. So as I said, I'm delighted to be here. It's been very important for me. ITR has been very important for me. Yeah, I'd expect everyone is on mute. Yeah. So the purpose of me providing this session comes from a lot of experience that I personally faced after I passed out from college. When I got into my first company, I had no clue what is Salesforce. I had heard things called SAP, .NET. वो रास्ते में .NET ट्रेनिंग का लगा रहता है जावा के साथ. फिर I knew about SAP from people who were relatives वगैरह. आपको पता होगा कि कोई ना कोई ऑन साइट चला गया, अच्छा SAP में ऑन साइट चला गया, ऐसे ऐसे. So I had that thought process. And when I got into my company, so what happened is I was not satisfied with the technology I was given after, with the technology I was assigned. So I was actually assigned a .NET, which I did not want to join. I did not want to join that team. So I told my manager that I am not interested for that. Is there any vacancy in any other team? And that is how they said, okay, there's something called Salesforce they are doing. Okay, this is back in 2015. So there's something called Salesforce they are doing, like 2-3 people are there. And just if you want to go join that team. And that is how me and two other of my friends who got placed with me during the ITR placements got into Salesforce. And it was kind of love at first sight. I mean, ऐसे रियल पे वो हो या ना हो, एटलीस्ट एक सॉफ्टवेयर के साथ वो हुआ. ठीक है. एंड इट वाज रियली कूल. I felt the software was really cool with respect to how I was seeing the other softwares, जो दूसरे टीम्स काम कर रहे थे, जैसे SAP हो गया या .NET हो गया. And I really liked it. And that eventually the interest grew because the company was small. There was a like बहुत कम लोग थे एंड इसलिए एक्सपोजर भी बहुत मिला, एक्सपीरियंस भी बहुत मिला. बट ये चीज मेरे को कॉलेज में आइडिया ही नहीं थी. सेल्सफोर्स मैंने सुना ही नहीं था. Eventually it became a blessing in disguise. It became a super hit. It became a hot technology which took me to greater heights than I'd have expected. So my idea here is that to give you that base knowledge that you would require before you enter the industry. Okay. Salesforce is one of the most hottest technologies in the industry right now. I can like let me just show you something. I pulled that up for you guys as well. Sorry. Yeah. I just thought to give you an idea. I'll definitely talk about how Salesforce affects you as students and how you can leverage it. But basically, yeah, at the end of the day, we are looking for jobs. We're looking for money. We're looking for opportunities. I just want to show you opportunities कितने हैं Salesforce पे. बस LinkedIn पे नौकरी वगैरह तो छोड़ ही दो. ठीक है. Obviously, it's not important for you right now. ये सारे experienced hirings है, जैसे 2+ years minimum. But फिर भी, just look at the companies that are open to Salesforce developers right now. Uber, Mindtree, my own company. Salesforce.com, Salesforce, the same company that builds the product, the same company itself is hiring a lot of developers right now. Imagine like Microsoft. Yeah, it's Salesforce for us is like Microsoft. It's the end team. Just look at the companies there. Motorola, Siemens, Workday, lot of more requirements. JP Morgan is an investment banking company, huge. Goldman Sachs, lot of Amazon. There's requirements of Salesforce developers in Google everywhere. Huge requirements of developers right now. If you want to just see, to give you an idea, in the past 1 week, 2K plus opportunities have been created in India. So that is the magnitude of Salesforce in the IT industry right now. Lot of opportunities, Less people, high money. Supply demand concept. The demand is pretty high right now, and the supply is less. And I'm assuming that by the time even the youngest person here would be a first year guy. Even 4 years later, Salesforce will still be hot. So that is a brief idea I wanted to give you about Salesforce and why Salesforce could be beneficial for you, the opportunities. Uh, so the content of this session is driven in a way that अगर तुमने suppose company join किया, and I think Shafin, you got hired in Deloitte. So Deloitte has this huge presence of Salesforce developers, huge Salesforce practice. I think on a global basis, Deloitte is among top two among the number of people working on the Salesforce platform. It's one of the best companies for Salesforce developers because the magnitude of work they do. Now, I'm not saying it's necessary to Deloitte, but it's everywhere. As I showed you, lot of companies, lot of good companies, product based, service based, many. What my content is driven here by is that I want to give you that session that you will get if you went to a company, if you joined your company, let it be Deloitte or Accenture or whatever, and the first thing they give you, hey, you will be working on Salesforce, so ये समझ लो ये Salesforce है और ये हमारी session है. ठीक है? So that my content is driven by that. I am going to give you that initial introductory session to Salesforce. I'll not get too technical, but I'll definitely cover parts to give you that idea about how you can start your own journey in Salesforce. Okay. Now, about me, yeah, some people mentioned that. So my name is Amrik. I started as a associate consultant, sorry, a software engineer in Gyansys. I got hired from Gyansys in 2015, 14, and obviously 2015 I passed out. So then I joined Gyansys in Bangalore. Uh, Gyansys was my second company, and the college's ninth company. The reason being that I was a non-career. I did not have 60%. So I could not sit for all those companies, and I finally sat for Gyansys and I got it. So that has been my journey from ITR to my corporate world. So I joined Gyansys. I spent 2 years there. I moved to Deloitte for 2 more years. Learned a lot in both those companies, and then I switched to Mindtree, where I recently got promoted. Last year, I got promoted to technical lead. I hold an experience of almost 7 years. It's around 6.67 years of experience right now, and all of that in Salesforce ecosystem. So I'm a 9x certified Salesforce professional. I hold certifications for development, administration, consulting. You can check that out on my LinkedIn page. Right now, I lead a team of 10 people, and 10 people, including developers, admins, and QAs. And yeah, I'm a certified Scrum Master as well. So I understand that these terminologies might not make sense to you, but yeah, these are just various certifications that I've done. I would like to introduce myself again because I am from ITR. So yeah, I am a CSCC pass out from of ITR 2015 batch. I was Mr. Virus in 2012, which was the fresher that we got. And yeah, I did a lot of stuff that I can't write about. And I cannot talk about here in this call. And I'm okay with doing that if you meet me somewhere outside. So that has been a thing. The journey with ITR was really special. I really enjoyed it. At a point of time, I was really down with my life. I had like I screwed up my 12th. I had 9 I backs out of 10 in first year, and eventually scored a 8 point, eventually scored a 9 point, and eventually ended with a job and a 8 point CGPA. So I've had my fun. I started BTech with a low, but I feel I ended it well. So that has been my journey with ITR. Just something I missed earlier. So yeah, I told you I worked with Gyansys, Deloitte, and Mindtree in the past, and in the process I've worked with clients like Unilever, State of Arizona. Um, what are the famous ones? Estee Lauder. It's a huge cosmetic company. So I'm mostly focused on the retail domain. So that's probably enough about me. I've taken enough time now. Now getting back to the matter. So I want to cover a few terms before we proceed to the actual session. So this is the same page that you saw at the start of the session. Okay, so I'll just cover those terms again because the verbiage, the language that I'll use might not be in sync with what you might understand because it is new to you. Now, the concept of object. So the object in what we call an object in Salesforce is basically a table in the database. Okay, what you call a table in the database, right? A group of data and the metadata is basically a table in database. In Salesforce, we call it object. The data or the rows that you see in a database is called records here, which is just records, data. That's it. The columns that you find in a database are called fields. Okay, I'll just give you a good example here. So this on the right hand side you see something. Let me, yeah, yeah. On the right hand side you see something that you've seen before, right? On the DBMS classes you must have seen this. Now this, on a DBMS level, the whole thing obviously is a table, right? In Salesforce it's called an object. The next part being the rows, the records, the data that is there, the rows. In Salesforce, it is called records. Okay. And the columns that are there, like name, registration number, or email, it is called as fields here. So this is the basic thing I want to make you understand. Table is called an object. Column is what you know as column in database is called as fields, and what you know as rows or data in database is known as records. Okay, so that is all I want to tell you. Now we can skip this relationship part, and I'll focus on this standard and custom thing, right? When I say something is standard, so those are features that any provides by default, right? So that is called a standard feature. A custom feature is something that you are building, someone is not providing you, that you are building additionally on that app, then it is called custom. Standard is when the application is providing you features, that is standard. I can say, like, posting images on Instagram is a standard feature that Instagram provides. Giving stories on Instagram is a standard feature that Instagram provides. Likewise, so basically that is what I want you to know as of now. So are we clear on this? Are we clear on this aspect? These terms that I just mentioned: object, records, fields, standard, and custom. So object is again table, record is data, rows, okay, like Jadeja, Siraj, Chahal, and fields are the columns. Okay. Yeah, I'm a bowler, so I just added bowlers here. Okay. Now something that is important here to understand before we jump to Salesforce and cloud and all that is how technology, how that brings us. It's important to know where we come from. So in the early 20s, it was 20th century, it was just mainframe computers that big multinational companies could afford, and obviously it was not in the reach of the common man. That eventually changed to desktops or computers, devices that can be that spread throughout households. There were, even in the late 20th century, there were desktops in schools, in homes, at cyber cafes. All that stuff was going on, right? That was the time when on-premise applications came to the picture. Okay, what do on-premise applications mean? mean? On-premise application system. It is not, you write something, you do a, you create a document, you save it. Someone sitting, just beside you cannot obviously access that on their computer, right? So these are on-premise applications which are there on your local system. So as the evolution of technology happened, the popularity of computers grew. In computers were everywhere, right? And what eventually happened is they were connected. Yes, they were connected through internet. Yeah, yes, they were connected through internet. But right now, the dependency on internet was just interchange of information. If I had to send that document, which I have built on my on-premise application in my local system, if I have to send it to someone, I have to email them using the internet. Okay. So the main focus area at that point of time was in exchange of information, and that was limited to that, right? So think of again, as I told you about the whole MS Office suite, right? Let it be MS Word, Excel. At a point of time, it was just present on your computer, and that was basically on premise. Then we moved to cloud. What is cloud? Cloud is basically, I don't know if you guys have been taught or not. I think you might have theoretical knowledge. In a layman's term, or even in a technical term, I could say it is just a remote server somewhere else which you are accessing and using the services that that server is providing. I am just hitting this. I am just hitting that place from my computer. And that with cloud infrastructures coming in, that gave rise to cloud applications like AWS, Azure, and Salesforce that were not on premise but on demand. You could access them, they are always present, you could access them when you needed them. They do not need to be sitting on your computer all the time like on premise applications needed to be. Okay, so even, I gave you a small example of MS Word and all that, but even on a broader thought, when you think of a professional sector and the industry, uh, there were, you know um, even Java, right? Until you actually host it on a server, it's still in your premise. In, the major minor projects that you would have done, it's still on your computer. So that had to be eliminated, and that got eliminated because of cloud. Okay, so a lot of technologies still rely on on-premise applications. Even SAP is one of the huge players of softwares in the world, and they are still, mm, a lot of their operation is still on-premise, which is moving to cloud slowly. But Salesforce started with the concept of cloud. Salesforce started with the concept of using this cloud theory and making it on demand, not having people install it on their systems all the time. They have to work on it, and that got the whole boom of cloud rose to platforms and applications like AWS, Azure, and Salesforce. Any questions on that part? I mean, on the side of the technology side of things, because it was just like a history lesson. I just wanted to give you like how we reached here, and I just wanted to make sure you understand what on-premise and on-demand applications are. Okay, right. So now coming to our first topic on the agenda, proper agenda का पहला topic is what is CRM. जैसे जैसे softwares are divided on the basis of the technology or the code they are built on, like suppose Java, .NET. There are like so many code languages based on which you can do coding and create softwares and applications. Likewise, these applications are also categorized on the basis of how they fit to the business. Okay, so there are a lot of softwares. I can build a library management software. I can build a, those kind of things that you do for minor projects, right? A library management software or a sports management software, whatever. So all that comes to a category, right? I mean, suppose a particular software can be something related to healthcare, so another can be something related to human resource management. Likewise, we have various modules. We have human resource management, we have customer relationship management, we have ERP, we have FICO, which is financial, a lot of such domains. I don't want you to remember those. I'm just saying these are categorizations of softwares. Okay, ठीक है, ये वाला सॉफ्टवेयर है ना, ये HR लोग के लिए, तो this is a HRM, human resource management software. The thought process is like that. It's just a categorization. Now, what is CRM? Now, CRM is a technology. It is a set of I could say strategies, technologies, tools that basically give you a one-stop platform to manage your company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. So this is the same definition that you get when you search for what is CRM, and this definition is provided by Salesforce. So let's just try to understand that. CRM, customer relationship management, is a technology for managing all your company's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. So when you call Amazon, right? They already have they know, okay, this is the number you're calling from. And as soon as you call, they address you with your name. And or they might ask you for the number if they could not get it in the system. And they immediately know who you are. And they immediately know what orders did you place in the last n number of years. They can immediately know what was your last complaint about. And what is the status of that complaint been? How do you think they manage that? They use CRM software to manage that. They do not, obviously, when you call them, they do not open Excel sheets and something and look into it, right? They have a one-stop application where everything is there. I'll just, the agent who is talking to you, they just put in your phone number. They get that, okay, this is Amrik Das, and he bought so and so thing on this date, but he asked for a refund, but the refund has not gotten to him. So all that information within minutes, everything in a sorted manner will come in front of him. That is CRM. So what CRM does is that it is helping companies like Amazon to build better relationships with the customer, because now the agent is seeing everything on their screen, all the information. They do not have to ask me stupid questions, like I don't have to repeat my issue 100 times to 100 people, although that happens. But that is more of a management concern. But the purpose to solve these issues is CRM software, is why it's required to solve these issues. Now, CRM, what is mentioned is that something important that you see is managing all your company's relationships and interactions with customers. Customers as in who you are, your current customers who use your product, who use your app or whatever it is. And potential customers. Potential customers as in future customers, leads. I mean, they might be interested in us later. Okay, so that is basically future potential customers. And now broadly, if you divide CRM, you can divide it into three categories: marketing, sales, and service. Let me give you an example. So let's assume I have built a new laptop myself. I built this highly configurational gaming laptop, which is really unique, really cool. What is the first thing I do? I market about it. I tell people that, hey, this is the laptop that I've built. I built it with this vision. This is the benefit it gives. These are the specs, etc., etc., etc. I tell there's 67 people here. I give 67 people that demo, basically marketing. What are the different ways of marketing? You get emails, you get SMSs, you get posts on social media for marketing purposes. That side of thing is marketing, right? The next part, once I have already done the marketing to you, suppose to 10 people I showed my product and I basically gave them a demo of my product. Now what happens, 3 people actually feel that I'm interested and I'm going to buy. So the discussion that will happen with those three people and me, when I'm making them sell my product, that comes under the sales side of things. Okay, sales side of things, there are a lot of technical terminologies that eventually you'll get to know. I mean, some of you with business backgrounds might know. Basically, it's about building quotations, providing them the quotation, then they will say, they'll agree whether they're okay with that quotation or not, then they'll ask for some discount. That whole process, that whole process of taking those three people, giving them the best offer, and then actually converting them to customers. Okay, now let's assume from those three, at least there's just one person who took my product. Okay, and he got converted as a customer. Now what do I do? He has already bought my laptop. The next part of the process is service. I'll provide him service whenever he needs it. If his laptop is not working, if he's facing some issues with operating it, he reaches out to the customer care. That is the service side of things. Okay, so CRM can be broadly divided into three parts, as I told you: marketing, where you are basically marketing the product; sales, where you are basically selling and doing these quotations and all that, giving them the best offer, calculating how much profit, see how much forecast you have, what is your sales goal, all that stuff, purely for sales people. Okay, and then the last side is service. Like I gave you the example of Amazon, where customer care is providing you service, the best possible service that they can. Now, any CRM software in the world gives you these capabilities to basically solve these processes, solve these issues, because these issues are common to every company. Every company wants to do marketing, sales, and service. So any CRM software that you have in the market will give you these features, touches upon these sectors of industry. A few popular CRM applications in the industry are SAP CRM. I've already named SAP so many times. It's just a huge company. It not only has CRM, it has like so many different modules it works on, and it's still one of the major players in the CRM space. Other than that, we have Oracle. Oracle's product Cbel, that is also a CRM product, and then we have Salesforce. Okay, so basically for the same concept of customer relationship management that they do, the application that a company buys to streamline their marketing, sales, and service processes is the CRM software. And major players, as you can see, are SAP, Salesforce, and Oracle. And as of now, since past few years, Salesforce has been number one in the market capitalization of the impact it has had in the last few years. Now we come to Salesforce. What is Salesforce? So we went through the definition of CRM. Now let's just relate that. Let's just relate that to what we have here, what I've written for you. Salesforce is a cloud-based SaaS application, SaaS CRM application. So cloud-based. Okay, first thing, we've already discussed that earlier there were a lot of applications that were on demand, on premise, and then the on demand softwares came into the market, and then that whole boom of cloud and people thinking cloud is so hot and all that. So all that stuff happened, right? So this is cloud based. Yeah, could everyone please be on mute? Yeah, thank you. It's a SaaS, so it's a SaaS. It's a software as a service. When I feel you are aware of those basics regarding cloud and what SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS are. Salesforce itself is a software that is present on cloud, right? As we've already discussed, it's a CRM application, right? It's one of the it is the leading CRM application in the world right now. And what does it do? It just does what CRM wants it to do. Okay, it facilitates businesses to effectively and efficiently manage relationships with their customers. Okay, that is exactly the same definition of sales of CRM that we saw, right? It facilitates the businesses, the companies, to effectively and efficiently manage their relationships with their customers and the future customers. using a range of out of the box products. What do you mean by out of the box products? Out of the box as in they're providing applications, they're providing products with all the features that one might require for sales, for service, for marketing. So I told you Salesforce CRM can be divided into three major process types, right? Marketing, service, and sales. So the same exact for each of those modules, Salesforce provides separate products, separate softwares, all of that inside Salesforce, but you have to buy separately. I mean, if you want say Sales Cloud only, you have to buy Sales Cloud separately. You cannot access Marketing Cloud. So likewise, okay. So Salesforce, again, cloud-based SaaS CRM application that facilitates businesses to maintain relationships with their customers by building a one-stop solution, basically one application that holds everything: marketing information, service information, sales information. So we know everything, how the journey of the customer started, who, like, were they interested, how much were they interested, how much was something sold to them, when is their warranty expiring, how many complaints has this customer had in the last 1 year. Anything and everything that you need to deal with a customer is part of Salesforce. Now, the interesting part, already Salesforce provides a lot of stuff, a hell lot of stuff, okay? But it provides the ability to customize. That is where engineers like us come to the picture, okay? So you know, till now you might be thinking, if Salesforce is basically providing everything to the business, then what is the need? I mean, why is it so hard? Why are developers needed, right? So for this, so Salesforce is like, you know, you just registered and you can access. That's it. You need to do nothing about it. But every company has its own needs. Different companies have different processes. Some companies work based on geography. Some companies divide their business model on the basis of geographies. Some do on the basis of the product they are engaging in. So a lot of stuff is there, right? Now, so the customization part is required. What Salesforce provides for all is not suited to all. I mean, it's like a off the rack suit, right? You might take a suit off the rack, but if you want it to fit perfectly, you need to tailor it. And that is where tailors like us come into the picture, developers come into the picture. So how does this work? I told you that Salesforce is basically a software, it's on cloud. So what is it? So basically on the cloud application, it has its own cloud platform, just like AWS or Azure. Okay, what is a platform? Platform is basically where you can do anything, right? Platform is basically, I can go to Azure AWS platform and I can write the code for a calculator there as well. Okay, and I can make it accessible to people. Similarly, Salesforce has its own platform that is called force.com. Now, force.com is the platform, the cloud platform, and on top of that, Salesforce is built. Okay, on top of that, Salesforce is built, which Salesforce company has built for everyone. On top of that, we as developers will build custom features for them that is suited to their own business process, their own system of working, style of working, and all that. Okay, I just want you to watch this video, and I'll take a pause and I'll just wait if you guys have any questions for me, because I feel the content was a bit huge this time. So just see. Please let me know if you cannot hear this. It's not audible, no? Okay. Do you know how this could be audible or no? That's fine. What I'll do is I'll send you this video. I have some details jotted out. Okay, like whatever I've talked about. What is CRM? What is Salesforce? I talked about how high industry requirements are, and then other stuff as well. I'll give you all these details, so no problem. So coming back to it, coming back to this. Okay. Uh, are we understanding this now? So basically, Salesforce is a software. They give you this software, which please feel free to use it. We are giving you everything. Okay, but still, you might say, I still need this, this is specific to my business, and for that I have to get a developer. That developer will build this for me. Okay, so how Salesforce exists is that Salesforce exists with its own standard out of the box features, and then its own custom layer that developers like us build for them. I'll look into the chat. I'll take some questions. Can we know about you? I like anything about, yeah, like anything about you. Yeah, definitely. I think I covered that. If you want to ask more questions, definitely, for sure. I think bunch of you have replied yes. Uh, no. I am still not. I'm just taking a, like, I'm just in between if anyone has any questions, because the second part is a bit different. You know what? Let's give them the permission. I just want to hear a few questions and then proceed. Let's take 2, 3 questions and then proceed, if anyone is interested.
Guys, if anybody having any question, then please raise hand. We will unmute him or her.
If there's no question, I can proceed. No problem. I hope the lack of questions are not because you didn't understand anything. I mean, can someone at least tell that they understood?
Yes, we are currently no doubts.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll proceed. Thank you. I would have really appreciated if you. It would have been really fun if you could have seen that video. But yeah, check it out later. No problem. I'll send you an email or just post things on the chat. Okay. Now, about the ecosystem and the architecture. So we'll get slightly technical here. Okay. We'll not get too technical, which is beyond your understanding, but we'll just see how Salesforce ecosystem looks like. We know, which I was just trying to explain using my hands. Let's just see how that works. Okay. Now, this whole blue area that you see, right? This whole thing, this is exactly the Salesforce Cloud platform, force.com, where Salesforce builds its own tools and you also build your tools for the customer. Okay, so this whole part is the Salesforce ecosystem, Salesforce Cloud, the force.com cloud, where anyone can build anything. Okay, now already Salesforce is providing their own products like sales, service, marketing, community. You already know about sales, service, marketing. So these are basically for those specific processes. They give a lot of features. For service, they are giving a lot of feature. For sales people, they're getting a lot of feature. For marketing people, they're giving a lot of features like, in marketing cloud, there are features like I can send one, I can create an email, these marketing emails that people get, and I can just with one click, few clicks, I can create a email that is specific to you, that is specific to your name, your orders, whatever, and then burst. It goes to everyone. It goes to hundreds and thousands of people with just a few clicks. It's that it Salesforce makes that easy, sending emails, these SMSs, all the marketing side of things. Community is basically like a portal, like a website that we can host on salesforce.com platform. I'll not go too deep into that. They definitely, when we talk about businesses, analytics is a very important side of things, and that is why Salesforce has focused a lot on the analytics side of things. The reports that we can pull up, the dashboards that we create. So a lot of stuff they've built on that side as well. Other than this, there is something called App Exchange. This is that middle layer I'm talking about. Largest enterprise ecosystem with 2,700 partner apps. Okay. Sale, all hosted on the same force.com platform. So on the platform, Salesforce's own tools are there. Then there is a whole App Exchange. App Exchange is basically like Google Play Store for Salesforce. There are 2,700 plus apps there. I'll show you some. I'll show you some, and I'll show you that uh, page as well. Yeah. So this is what App Exchange looks like. It has So, as I told you, Salesforce already is giving you a lot of features, but after that also you need to do a lot of stuff for the clients. That is why developers come in. But sometimes when people see that, okay, I'm building something that might be useful for many people, they create apps out of it. Okay. Just like how you have Google App Store and all that. Okay. Now that this is basically that. Okay. This is basically that. This is the app exchange for Salesforce, where you can get apps for your need. You can post your apps here. You can put your apps here and generate revenue even as a student. So obviously there is a process of verification and to see if your coding standards are up to the mark or not and all that. But definitely that's possible. I'll tell you why that's possible. Like how that's possible. So this is a uh, app exchange product. So this is an additional product that is available in the app exchange, Salesforce SAP Connected. It was built by my first company. Okay. So if you see, it's very pricey. I mean, it takes 4,000 US dollars for one SAP instance. It makes it easier to integrate Salesforce and SAP. Okay. And why I'm sharing this thing is that this was built by one of ITER's very own. Yeah, hang on. This was built by one of ITER's very own former colleague of mine who's currently working in Deloitte, Sushri Sarita Naik. She's probably you guys might know her from Jago and all that. If she's not if you guys are not that young, but yeah. So this is what App Exchange is. Any one of you can leverage this, get additional component, get additional application software to make your processes better, or you can add your own to generate money, to generate some browning point. People will get to know you and all that, right? So the first layer was this product that Salesforce provides. The second was the ecosystem, right, which I showed you right now, the app exchange, where thousands of products are hosted and you can host your products as well. And then the customization layer, where we come into the picture as developers, which we build also using Salesforce features that they have provided to developers and admins. We build custom things for the client. Okay. So if client says that I want a random calculator on the right side of the page, obviously Salesforce does not provide them, but maybe that is important to the client. Maybe they just have to do quick calculations as they're talking to the customer or something. So that is these are the things. I'm giving a very minor example. These are the things that we can do, okay, as developers, and that is how Salesforce developers come into the picture. So I told you about app exchange. We did cover that. And now, most importantly, the whole reason why I did the session is what Salesforce has for you. I'll just check my notes. I hope I did not miss something. Yeah. Okay. No, I did miss something very important. And that is basically to give you a technical deep dive and then move to what Salesforce can do. Okay. Okay. So App Exchange, we're good. We're good on this. We're good on this. Okay. Just see how easy, how do I log, just see how I log into Salesforce. Okay. That is how easy it is. Hang on. I just need to. And you realize this is Google Chrome, by the way. So because it's on cloud, all I need is a web browser and internet to access Salesforce, to in fact develop on Salesforce. This is my client, so we don't need that. I need my developer edition to show you guys. Just see how easy it is, and how cool it looks. Okay. So just like that, I'm logged into Salesforce using Google Chrome and internet. That's all. And I told you about sales. This is what the out of the box Sales Cloud looks like. Ignore this. This is again, as I told you, I just built that. I just built a component. Just anything you write, it should come up here. But yeah, this is what Salesforce looks like. Opportunities, leads. I'll not get into these kind of terms, but I'm just giving you an example how people use it. You know, when the sales people use it, how it looks like. Looks like something like this. Don't you think it looks cool? I mean, if you've seen the old professional softwares that people used to use, it's far cooler than that. Okay, and you see data and all that, everything. This is basically one row. You know, I told you we covered something in the very beginning about objects and records and all that, right? This whole thing is basically one row. This basically holds information about Adidas. Or if I go to accounts, okay, I'll show you, I'll give you another example. Look at the ease of this. Look at the ease of this. Which are new, which are the accounts that are new, which are my accounts, which I want to see all the accounts, etc., etc. Yeah. So accounts are basically companies with who your client does business with. So let's assume that my client is, say, Amazon, or let's say, you know, I took that example of the laptop, right? So let's assume that I'm from Dell, and whoever I'm selling my laptops to, let's say this is TCS or something, I'm selling the laptops to TCS. So this is that record. This is what Salesforce looks like. Okay, so if you see, it is a one-stop feature where you see a lot of things. What are the upcoming opportunities coming in? Okay, opportunities as in what is the next upcoming business that is coming. What are the cases as in when you raise tickets with the customer care. So those are called cases. Everything, all this that you see is provided by Salesforce. Okay, but now as I told you, we provide some small things here and there, uh, small things here and there that we build for the customer. So right now, if I want to create a account, I'll have to click on new. I'll have to fill all these details, right? So these are the columns. These are the various columns, like, you know, like you saw Ravindra Jadeja name, email ID, and all that, right? You'll find similar things here. You'll see phone. So suppose I'm adding, like, adding a record for TCS. Okay. So what is their the default phone that I need to call? What is the contact phone? Which industry they go to? So all these things Salesforce provides themselves. What is the bill? What is their billing address? What is their shipping address? Very business specific. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, after what Salesforce provides, if you want to do stuff, then you can create on your own. So let's assume I don't want to fill so many details. I just want to do this, and I want to create a account. Just add a row to the database. It's as simple as that. Okay. So you need to create these components. That is where developers like us come into the picture, and that is how we help out business in making the software as effective as possible, as close to their needs as possible. Okay, now how do I develop on Salesforce? How do I code on Salesforce? If it's on cloud and all that, how do I code on Salesforce? Click on this, see developer console. You'll just open it as a new tab. That's it. And this is how you code in Salesforce. Yeah, obviously, I mean, you can use IDs like VS Code and all that, Eclipse and all that. Definitely, Salesforce is compatible with those. But Salesforce also provides this, where you just on Chrome you can code. Okay, so obviously a best practice is to use the IDEs. It's much easier, but yeah, it's just as simple as that. And now the reason I showed this to you is that yeah yeah okay, let me show you a easier component, like easier code for you to understand, so that you can get some benefit out of it. You'll basically not understand anything from here. Sorry, I took a lot of time, but I think I'll probably wrap up in next 10 minutes, and post that we can talk. We can just have a discussion about the questions and any doubts that you have. Right. So, giving you a small example of what code looks like in Salesforce. Yes. So this is basically a component. Okay. So if you see, it is I'm using div, p, h1. These are HTML tags, right? So it's not too difficult. I'm using class, and I'm using some classes, CSS classes here. So you know CSS, you know HTML, which is great. But then Salesforce has its own tags as well, which make it easier for the developer, because they have which are the common things that are used. They've made it easier for developer. You can just use the code, and you can combine and create your component. So this is how the front end looks like. Okay, if you see the div, the label, this is just HTML and CSS. So basically any front end language that you can use here. Then how do things operate in the backend? They operate on JavaScript. Okay, so the first two languages that you needed to build a component, to build just the front end of the component, is HTML, CSS. You can use JavaScript here as well. But to control the backend side of things at the component level, we need JavaScript. Okay, and when you need to interact with the server, right? When you need to get some information from the server that, hey, okay, some date or something you need to get, because of which you have to hit the server. That code looks something like this. And if you notice, this is Java. This is Java plus SQL, both. That is how easy development in Salesforce is. You do not have to connect it to databases. It's already tightly connected. You just do this, and things will come up. Do you want to see? I can just simply do a query here. I can just post this query here. Okay. This is a normal query, right? Select column from table. Normal SQL query, right? And it gives me the table, right? So this is how it looks like. So this is how easy it is. What are the languages that you need? Let me revisit that. You need to have some comfort and confidence with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and this code is called Apex, which is a combination of Java. It's like Java plus SQL, but it's called Apex. In Salesforce terms, it's called, the language itself is called Apex. Okay, so this is what code looks like in Salesforce, and this is how easy it is to code. You can literally go to a cyber cafe and start coding if something is wrong. Okay, now I'll just show you something that I have built. Like I have built, as in I'm building right now. I have not finished it. I thought to make my resume public, make my resume available online. And what better way to do it than Salesforce, as a Salesforce developer? So I built all these things out of scratch. Obviously I've kept data in the backend. None of this is hard coded. It is coming from backend. I am picturizing it to do it in a way that it will just not work for me, but anyone can actually use it. So if you see, it talks about my experience. It talks about I just added some dummy data about my projects. So it talks about what my role in the project was, what did I do, what kind of products did I work on. I worked on Sales Cloud, I worked on Community Cloud, those kind of stuff. So I'm basically building myself a resume, and this is what I want you guys to envision. You can build anything you want on Salesforce. Okay, so yeah, I'm just completing this. I think it'll take some time. I have a lot of thought like ideas around it. It's incomplete, but yeah, this is what you can do. Even this same idea that I have done, you can do that too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Resume on paper for campus is fine, but now I think now even I don't think you would be having uh, offline campuses, right? If I'm not wrong. And if it happens online, what better way to give them a website as your resume? I mean, you might do it on Salesforce, you might do it on any technology that you're comfortable on. But in an online interview, you're giving them a website, hey, you obviously give them your resume, but have a link there. They can click on it and they can actually get to your website and they can actually see what you are capable of doing because you've already done this. Okay. Now, Salesforce for you, the exact reason why I started this is first thing, learning, exposure, and opportunity. Learning, definitely, I feel that this is something, whatever you heard right now, whenever you join the industry, you will get to know about Salesforce. And I hope out of these people who are there, there might be people who will work on that technology. You know how it goes. I mean, you will join a company, it's the company's wish on which technology they'll put you in. Because their understanding is that obviously you're starting from scratch. But if you already know something that companies work on, okay, you saw some companies that I showed you on the LinkedIn jobs side of things, right? You saw Mindtree, you saw Deloitte, you saw Uber. I mean, I think some of those companies do come to you for campus. Now imagine if in the interview you are telling them that yeah, I'm trained in Salesforce, or I've done my major project in Salesforce, or I've done my minor project in Salesforce, whatever. Obviously it gives you an edge there, then and there. Okay, because this person who's taking an interview, he knows what Salesforce is. He knows how hot Salesforce is in the market, how hot they need Salesforce developers outside, or how much they're paying for them, and that they'll get from you as a fresher. Obviously they'll train you, but that thing, the advantage of you knowing a professional industry tool is very helpful in the I guarantee you that will give you an edge on the interviews. So first thing is obviously learning. Learning in the sense that you got to know a lot of things, you can explore a lot of things later. I will definitely be there for you to guide you in that part, and we will discuss that as well. The second part is the exposure. You can use you can use this knowledge to show it on your interviews, on your resume and all that. Just write Salesforce on your resume, even that gives you some advantage. Even that also does. If you can just if you write Salesforce on your resume and just some basic level you just learned on yourself, even that works. Even that works on a campus interview level. Learning, as I said, you can actually use this same platform to build the applications that you build for your major and minor projects. When we were in Gansys and the 2017 pass out batch had joined, and they were on an internship at that point of time. Okay, and they had to go back and give their major and minor projects, and they built it on Salesforce. Basically, when whatever they did on internship in the company, they gave the same thing to they gave the same thing as their major or minor project. So that is possible as well. And as you see, a lot of things are already there. So you can use your head, you can be creative, and you can do anything you want. चाहे वो library management system ही क्यों ना हो, वो भी आप बना सकते हो यहाँ पे. वो custom tables बना के, custom आपकी page बना के, जो आप Java पे कर रहे थे ना major project के लिए, वो same चीज आप यहाँ पे भी कर सकते हो. It's not a lot of difference, but then because you have done it on Salesforce platform, it gives you some advantage there. Because Java is evergreen, it's there, but it's बहुत पुराना है, ये नया है, and it's in demand. It's as simple as that. And lastly, opportunity. I told you, I showed you how many opportunities were posted on LinkedIn in just 1 week. That was 2000 plus, right? So that is the kind of opportunity present in the market right now. Money, in terms of money, Salesforce is I could say that Salesforce is going at a average package of 4x. So what 4x means is basically, if your experience is X, then your salary should be 4x. So if your experience is, let's say, 5 years, then you should be getting 20 lakhs, yes, 20 lakhs from whichever company you're in. So that is the demand, because as I told you, supply demand, less people are there. Obviously, people are increasing, but the projects in Salesforce are increasing as well. The opportunities are increasing as well. The people are increasing. A lot of stuff is happening. A lot of stuff is great stuff is happening, and it's a good time to enter this domain right now. Now, where do you start? Just one word: Trailhead. Salesforce has done something incredibly well that not other companies, other technologies have done. They have created a website where anyone can learn anything about Salesforce. I mean, there are success stories on that page where cab drivers have gotten into the Salesforce ecosystem, became Salesforce business analysts or developers even. So that is how good this website is. If you want to learn, this is your Bible. Even us, even me, even forget me, even my manager, we also depend on Trailhead even now, because Salesforce is something. So another a huge advantage Salesforce has above other technologies, that it constantly updates itself. It updates itself once in 4 months, and because of which every 4 months new features are coming. New features are coming, old features are going away, a lot of stuff is happening, and all those details you can find it here. So obviously if they're doing a new feature, I won't know, right? So I would have to learn that somewhere. So that is where Trailhead comes to the picture. Let me show you what that looks like. So Trailhead, this is basically the home page. After you sign up or log in, it looks something like this. So this is my Trailhead page. Basically, it is recommending a few modules that I should learn, okay, that are specific to Salesforce. It is showing which one I have completed, how much. So if you see, I was working on integration module, learning integration. So I've completed it 75%. It's just not, I told you about sales and service and all that, but Salesforce is not just restricted to that. Salesforce is into AI, they're into IoT, they're into a lot of stuff. So Einstein, wherever you see Einstein, it means AI. So they leverage AI for their features. They have kept the AI prediction builder and all that open for us to use as well. Another thing, you can also create a bot, chat bot. When you basically you go to any customer care chat and all that, you initiate chat, obviously the first thing you talk to is a bot, so that you can self-serve yourself with the solution that you need. If that does not happen, you talk to someone. Now, all that thing can also be done in Salesforce. You can actually create a page. You can create a small, chat button, and once someone is clicking on that, it will open a small window. And once you start typing, someone in Salesforce can actually reply to that. Okay, and also when they are getting that small window and they start typing, you can also build a bot around it. So there are endless possibilities, which I feel engineering student can use for their projects. And in that process, you can learn Salesforce, and in that process, you add it on your resume, you add it on your profile, and accordingly you are into the Salesforce uh, ecosystem, and the opportunities I've already covered how they are, right? So I want to cover, this is important that we understand what Trailhead is and how we can leverage it. So first thing one needs to do, I would say, is enroll to Trailhead. It's all free. Nothing in Salesforce is chargeable, so don't worry about it. Nor do I charge for this session as of now. So there is a career page as well to guide you, what is better for you. Okay, so see the kind of jobs that have been generated, see the stats. Okay, third most in demand skill in 2014. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I just got a notification that my net is not working or something. Okay, see the average package that a Salesforce developers get across globally, and obviously these are, I think, US numbers. So this 108K, do you even realize 108K? 100K is what, $80, 80 rupees a dollar right now, so that's like 80 lakhs, no? So that is the kind of money people are getting for Salesforce. uh, Obviously you'll not get you I know people who are getting 50-60 lakhs with 12 to 13 years of experience in Salesforce. lot of people I know are, have switched at that 4x, uh, 4x mark that I told you. As in, if they are 5 years experience, their package is 20. If they're 6, it's 24. Likewise, I know people right now. I know people from ITER, pass outs of 2016, 17 batches, who hold offers, 5, 6 offers. I can see. I seriously, I can actually show you the LinkedIn post as well. So this guy has 4, 5 offers, and all at really, really good salaries, which is not possible in other technologies right now, because I see friends who are in other technologies not getting offered that kind of package that Salesforce developers get offered. So yeah, the Salesforce architect, one of the most highest paying jobs in the industry. Yeah. So obviously, I know that you guys are driven by this. That will only, this will drive you to learn, and that is why I'm showing you this. So what are the different careers that you can have? Obviously, a lot of you would want to explore the Salesforce developer career path. So just click on it. You'll get a lot of idea here. Okay. So what is expected from you? How many the various stats? What skills are required from you? Right. So these kind of things will be helpful. That everything you'll find on the Salesforce trailhead. Yeah. See how much knowledge of Salesforce is required. JavaScript, how much knowledge is required to be a developer. About object oriented programming concept, how much it is required. I told you about Apex, which is that Java plus SQL. Although here we don't call it SQL, we call it SOQL. And web services integrations. So all of that, right? So a developer basically has to do. Check this page out. A lot of if you see meet real devs and read their stories as well, you find Indians on that list as well. So yeah, so definitely look into this page, the career page for Salesforce. Whichever career you are interested in, check out 3-4 careers, because obviously you guys, I don't think you have the idea about all this right now. I don't think so. And if a single page is giving you idea about what is expected from a developer, what is expected from an architect, I think it's a huge plus. So check it out. The next thing I wanted to show is this, how we actually learn in Salesforce. Okay. Now Salesforce has this concept of trails. Okay. Trails, as in, it is a combination of modules. Okay. You can actually choose your level. So let's, obviously you guys are at the beginner stage. Okay. Now if you want to be specific to a particular product or feature, then you can check that. Other, if you want to learn Salesforce IoT, if you want to learn Salesforce Success Cloud, Service Cloud, so many products are there. And role wise as well, let's assume that, okay, you're not interested into coding and you're more management oriented, and you're probably a MBA grad, so you'll probably click the business analyst side of things. Or if you're probably into technical but not too good at code, then admin is the right way for you. So these kind of things are there. Developer, what are there? Okay. Now there, as I chose something for you, I chose a beginner developer you know selection for you, and this is the trail that I got. Obviously I've got a lot of things here. If you see AWS integration, Omni Studio, a lot of features, but see how a trail looks like and how you actually learn Salesforce. Okay. So developer beginner, so it basically divides a trail. It actually says that, okay, this will take 12 hours, and 12 hours more it will take, because I've done with 33%. So it divides each module. Okay. As you can see, divides each module. It covers data modeling, data management, data security, formulas, few Salesforce features that one could use in order to minimize code. You don't need to code to do small things in Salesforce. Coding is only required when you need to do bigger things, because they have features for you to handle the small stuff. Okay, which you as admins can configure. I told you about Apex. I told you about database. Lot of concepts here, right? I mean, this is how someone can learn these things. And if you want to deep dive into how it actually looks like, you can actually just open any of these modules and actually get into it. So yeah, so this is basically how the content looks like. It's not too boring. If you see, it uses stories to basically explain you concept. It gives you, examples and explains you concept. Okay, so this is a example that they're using dream house, and they're probably building an app for dream house. See, they've given scenarios, right? You are a developer for dream house reality, a company that aggregates into real estate. Then they're giving you that scenario, and then they are giving you step-by-step procedure about how to do anything in Salesforce. Okay, click the install button, do this, do that, everything in a step-by-step form they will tell you. And at the end of the day, you have like challenges. You need to do that, and you need to check for challenges to get points. So it's a very good and structured and gamified way of learning, which I really love. And it's Bible for us. It's Bible for us. Anything that you need to learn about Salesforce is in Trailhead. You don't need additional training. You don't need videos. Nothing. Everything is here. Okay. Now you might be stuck when you're developing, when you are finishing Trailhead modules. You might get stuck. What do? Obviously, you search, you just Google things, and you'll get the answer. But there's a community as well. There's a community as well where, if you see, there are leaderboards about how many people have answered how many questions. So you see, there's an Indian here as well, Archana Panda, 755. Probably might be Odia as well. I don't know. So that is what. So there's a community as well where you can simply go and ask any question. So if you see, this is an example. So a person from, I assume South Asia has written, I want to save an image from VF to file. How do I do it? So they've written the code. They are telling what is the problem they are facing, and someone or the other has answered it. So if you see, there are answers here. Okay, they're providing the code as well, that hey, you can use this code for that purpose. So maybe that this example is a bit complicated, the code is complicated, but your questions can be here too. You can just click here, ask your question. How do I open a Salesforce developer edition? Anything. So first, obviously, it will give you, it searches, it's AI searches for the possible solutions. If you're not satisfied, you can still ask the question, and believe me, someone or the other will answer you any question, because it's a contest. It's kind of a contest. People actually take it like a contest. Yeah, she's from Odisha, if you see. So she's been so proactive. She's actually number 5th in this community in the world. Can you imagine? So that is what, people coming out from anywhere and everywhere to help you out here. Okay, let it be Indians, let it be, Chinese, anyone can actually come here and answer. And it's really nice. So yeah, anytime you're stuck, you have community for support. Okay, so it's not too difficult. You have the Trailhead to learn everything you need. You have community to support. And yeah, I am done. I took a hell lot of time, but I'm finally done. I'm sorry. I know I told you 1.5 hours the session, but I can extend if you guys have questions. No issues. So that is it. That is it. That is all. That is all from my end. Up to you now. I am interested to hear your doubts, thoughts, feedback, everything, whatever you want. I'll show you. What's up?
There is one question from Soda Behera. Can you give us an idea of the code in Salesforce?
Code in Salesforce as in?
Means how do we start coding in Salesforce? Means for beginning party is asking.
Correct. I'll show that. I'll show that, and I'll also put that on chat as well. Sorry, I was just fixing my camera. I didn't realize it was like that the whole time. Okay. Okay. Anyways, yes. So I think I'm still sharing my screen. Yeah. I had opened that somewhere. So basically what you need to do is you need to open a dev edition. How do I hide all this? Yeah, you need to open a dev edition just like I did. I opened in front of you, right? That I logged in, right? Just like this, login at Salesforce, and I just used my developer edition credentials. Yeah, to log in. So just like that, you can log in as well. So you can just search for how to create a new Salesforce developer account. That's right. It's simple as that. You get the documentation. That's it. It basically gives you a step-by-step procedure. Go to this page, do sign up, and just fill in some details. You can just mention company name is not required, not necessary. You need to be working, and it's all sorted. I'll provide you these links about how you can set up your Salesforce account and how what should you do first. I will definitely post it. I have that ready. If I show you, I have that ready. What is my suggested plan? Like how, if you want to learn Salesforce, how you can learn, and what is Salesforce's plan as well. So Salesforce also provides a few. I told you about the career paths, the trailhead link, the community we looked into, right? So how to create a developer edition, all this documentation I will provide to you. And if you want to learn Salesforce, then uh, lot of stuff, lot of programs Salesforce has. So you can register on these pages as well. Journey to Salesforce is basically their whole program where they where they invite youngsters to, people who do not have experience in Salesforce, to join the Salesforce ecosystem. So yeah, lot of stuff is there, dude. I mean, you'll get mentorship, you'll get obviously jobs, you'll get certified, you get goodies. So I'll provide you all these links, and obviously post that also. If you're open, if you have any open questions, I'll address that as
Yeah, another question is asked by ASPK Vinayak. What is the CTC range for Salesforce developer?
well. Okay, so I mean, as I told you, it's 4x, right? I know people, I obviously cannot take names, but I know people with 10 years experience who joined Mindtree, 10, 11 years experience who joined Mindtree with 40 plus. I shouldn't have said the name, but yeah, I like 40 plus. I know that 10 years experience people have gotten. I will not tell you my salary, but I get around the range of 20 plus as well. So likewise, your experience basically determines the kind of package that you get in the market, and it's far more than other technologies. As I told you, just remember 4x. 4x is the market standard.
Yeah, another question from Kumar is, does Salesforce provide remote work culture?
See, Salesforce, what we discussed, it's a technology. I'm not promoting Salesforce, the company, to you. I'm promoting the technology to you. Okay. Now, Salesforce pay, even Mindtree works, Deloitte works, TCS works, Wipro works, Techmahindra works, everyone works on Salesforce. Now, those remote work, kitna CTC तुम्हें मिल रही है, वो सब company, the company will determine it. Okay. But inside the company, you'll work on Salesforce. Just like abhi tum TCS jate and you would have worked on a Java project or testing or something. So just like that, you'll work on Salesforce in another company. तो ऐसे उस कंपनी के पॉलिसी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, वो रिमोट जाना चाहते हैं कि वो कैसे कैसे उनका पॉलिसी कैसा है. तो इट्स लाइक दैट. बट इफ यू आस्क अबाउट salesforce.com, द कंपनी, जहां पे they also hire Salesforce developers, just like Microsoft hires .NET developers. So just like that, Salesforce.com is a very good company to be in. It's I think it comes in the top 10 list of best companies to work for. As much as I know, they are open to remote working. They're okay with that as of now. During COVID, they are okay with that. Otherwise, their main offices in India are in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Gurgaon. They're expanding heavily. Previously, but Salesforce India used to give support. जैसे बस not actually development, a lot of support they used to do, but right now they're expanding and they're hiring a lot of developers अपने खुद के काम के लिए. I mean I obviously know that the answer was not accurate because, but then do you have a follow-up question? Those two people who asked about CTC and remote work culture.
Yes, Priya. Priya, another Arpit is asking, can we get a job as a fresher in Salesforce?
Yes, you can. When you are giving interview, see, it's like giving any fresher interview. You are giving those interviews. What advantage it will give is that you'll tell them that I know Salesforce, and that is why they'll take you in. Now, if that company is working on Salesforce already, and they know that you know Salesforce, and they'll hire you and they'll use you for that. I cannot guarantee this for bigger companies, but when you're actually going to a company and interviewing and doing all that stuff, this is possible. And also there are companies who look for freshers as Salesforce developers as well. You can find that on LinkedIn. You can find that on what is that Facebook groups वगैरह है, so you can find that. But to be honest, I'll tell you, as a fresher, it will give you an advantage. कितने fresher opportunities are there? It is low, because fresher opportunities are always generic. People are not looking for like मेरे को ना .NET fresher चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं. मेरे को fresher चाहिए, मैं उसको .NET में डालूंगा, राइट? अगर तुम्हें पहले से पता है तो तुमको श्योर शॉट उसी में डालेंगे, है ना? तो that is how the hiring works for freshers.
Bhaiya, Om is asking, what are the CS core subjects that we could be strong at in order to get into Salesforce?
What are the what subjects?
So what are the CS core subject, means computer science core subject, that we should strong for getting a job in Salesforce?
Is everyone here from computer science in this session? No.
Most of us.
Okay. So I'm from computer science. Yeah, to be honest ना, after engineering, if you ask me कौन सी subject में मुझे help करी है in my job, I'll say 3-4. उससे ज्यादा नहीं. Obviously, all the code languages that help me code better, वो जो comfort आ गई उस चीज पे. Another subject that is very important that people ignore is software engineering. Very, very important. Very, very important. I mean, I remember we did not pay a lot of attention during my time, but that is very important. Software engineering is something very important for every person, irrespective Salesforce or anything. You coming to the IT industry, learn that. And otherwise, जैसे code wise तुमको मैंने बताया ना, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java and SQL. ये 5 languages. मतलब if you know, then you are a full stack Salesforce developer. You can if you want to not focus on the back end or not focus on the front end, you can do that and reduce few of those. If you want to be a Salesforce front end developer, focus on HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If you want to go into back end, so only we have Apex, right? Apex is Java plus SQL, which I told you. Now, if you want to be a full stack developer, learn 5, so that you handle the front end things, handle the back end things as well.
Yeah, now the last question asked by Behera, what is service and community cloud?
Right. Service cloud, I told you, different processes, अलग-अलग processes के लिए अलग-अलग product, उस product पे अलग-अलग feature. अभी service किस लिए है? Service उसलिए है कि जब हम लोग customer care वगैरह जब यूज करते हैं, जो मैंने Amazon का example बताया, जब आप कॉल करते हो कि ये मेरी इशू है और this is my number, उनको ऑटोमेटिकली पता चल जाता है कि केसेस क्या है उसके पास, है ना? उसका इशू क्या था, उसका वो इशू रिजॉल्व हुआ नहीं हुआ. दैट इज सर्विस क्लाउड. Okay, basically dealing with cases, support cases, and it's just not that much. बहुत चीजें हैं उस पे सर्विस क्लाउड पे. It's just not that much क्योंकि सर्विस क्लाउड gives you features like bots, live chat जैसे any page पे, any website. Okay, let me show you. You can still see my screen, right, guys? You can still see my screen. Yeah. So this is my client. Okay, my current client. मेरा current project है ये. Okay. We are doing a service cloud implementation, and I am a service cloud like I feel I take myself as a service cloud expert. Like that is my domain of interest. Okay. uh yeah. So this is basically my client's web page. Okay. You see a small let me just quickly tell you, they sell sell dentist product. Okay. Now see the small chat button here that I clicked, and it opened this thing. This has been built on Service Cloud. And this website, if you see, it's a normal website, it's not on Salesforce, but we can do these kind of things. See, a virtual assistant, a bot has come into the picture. Now these kind of things you can build on Salesforce as well. And I think something like this is also minor major project type, as a bot vagera automated, all this we have built, and you can actually learn and build this. And there is very minimal coding required for this bot. You'll be surprised. There's not a lot of coding required for the bot. Okay. And you can just say connect me to agent or anything. So sorry, that doesn't look like an email. Okay, it's asking for my email. So basically, if you notice, it is verifying my data. This bot, an automated bot, is verifying my data. They got my email, and they're asking for my number. I'm not sure if I have that in Salesforce, but let's see. Yeah. So basically, if you see, it is doing all the validation. It checked immediately कि अच्छा इस email पे ना ये number है नहीं, आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते, आपका सही वाला नंबर दो फिर ही चलेगा. तो ये सब चीजें वैलिडेशन से वगैरह ये सब से ये पूरी चीज सर्विस क्लाउड पे हुई है. तो ऐसे बहुत फीचर्स हैं, ठीक है. एक और फीचर दिखाता हूँ सर्विस क्लाउड की. ठीक है. तो लाइव चैट आई शोड यू जो हुआ. फिर देयर इज अ फॉर्म, राइट. इट्स जस्ट अ सिंपल फॉर्म. कुछ फील्ड्स हैं, कुछ ये सब वो सब. ठीक है. Believe me, as soon as you enter automatically a case, you just do send. And this is not Salesforce, this is a normal website. ठीक है. But ये आप जब भरोगे ऑटोमेटिकली सेल्सफोर्स पे एक वहां पे आइटम क्रिएट हो जाएगा कि इस बंदे ने, इसका ईमेल आईडी है, इसका फोन ये है, इसको कुछ इशू है, इसको जाके रिप्लाई करो. ठीक है. दैट इज हाउ इट वर्क्स. ओके. So this is Service Cloud. Okay. Community Cloud is more on the basis of like building a community जहाँ पे customers can come in and customers can resolve their own issues. जैसे ये सब चीजें भी ना, you can put it on Community Cloud. Community Cloud is the website. It's a front end. तुम आप customer को एक website दे रहे हो कि आप use करो, जो करना है करो. Service Cloud क्या है? वो Salesforce के अंदर है. Service Cloud को आप सिर्फ बाहर से access नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है. मतलब it is not exposed to the world. Okay. But Community Cloud is exposed to the world. It is a website. You can create that website and make it available for everyone to use. But Service Cloud हमेशा आपके Salesforce org पे ही रहेगा. So that is how it is. If I could, at whatever level I could, this is the simplest explanation I can give for Service Cloud and Community Cloud right now. और उतने ही नहीं ना, there are a lot of other software products as well. Okay. Do you have any other questions? Please go on. I mean, I'm okay. So just if you go to their websites, just see the number of products they have. They have sales, they have service, marketing, commerce cloud. Commerce cloud is a very different implementation in itself. Puma, Adidas have implemented Salesforce Commerce Cloud global level. So what Commerce Cloud does is it connects inventory, retail, and your website, everything together. तो अगर मैं सपोज एक स्टोर पे गया, मैंने लुई फिलिप की एक स्टोर पे गया मैं, एंड आई नीड अ पर्टिकुलर शर्ट, और उसके पास है नहीं, फिर मैंने उसको वेबसाइट पे दिखा कि ये वाला शर्ट है, ये वाला चाहिए मेरे को. ही कैन एक्चुअली और using Commerce Cloud, using Salesforce Commerce Cloud, he can find कि अच्छा ठीक है ये वाला शर्ट अभी तो मेरे पास नहीं है, ये आने वाला है इस और इतने दिनों में, और बट लेकिन आपको चाहिए तो ये इस वेंडर के पास भी आपको मिल जाएगा, एक और 2 किलोमीटर दूर एक और दुकान है लुई फिलिप का, उसके पास आपको ये मिल जाएगा, उसके पास ये है. सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ यू नो ऑल इन वन फीचर दैट सेल्सफोर्स प्रोवाइड्स. ठीक है, वरना अभी मेरे को कैसे पता होगा कि भुवनेश्वर में इतने दुकानें हैं, कहाँ पे क्या अवेलेबल रहे, यू डोंट नो. So all those kind of capabilities also Salesforce provides, and that they provide through Commerce Cloud. Okay, then we have analytics, we have integration के लिए MuleSoft, we have lot of features, lot of stuff there. Okay, so start off with sales because usually people do that, and because that is just that is sales is thoda na, it is the starting phase of CRM and all that. Marketing is a completely different product, but start with sales and explore around. Service is interesting, but I would not suggest that for you right now. And forget sales, forget service. Do build your custom objects, build your custom page. जितने बनाने हैं, तुमको लाइब्रेरी मैनेजमेंट सॉफ्टवेयर बनानी है सेल्सफोर्स पे, बुक्स का एक ऑब्जेक्ट बना दो, उस पे फील्ड्स बना दिए कि अच्छा बुक का नाम क्या है, बुक का जॉनर क्या है, बुक का वो प्राइस कितना है, वैसे सब. फिर तुमने एक सपोज बुक्स का बनाया और कौन कौन वो बोरो करते हैं, है ना, स्टूडेंट लोग का बोरो करते हैं, वो उसका तुमने एक अलग बना दिया ऑब्जेक्ट. तो जैसे तुम अपना भी कस्टम कुछ भी बना सकते हो, कस्टम डेटाबेस पे कुछ भी कर सकते हो, कस्टम एक वेबसाइट बना सकते हो, कस्टम ऐसे भी कर सकते हो. इफ आई ईमेल यू, automatically I'll get a auto reply. I mean that's Gmail feature वगैरह है, but all that is there in Salesforce as well. So I'd say don't delve into sales service abhi, just know about it, but what you should work on is the custom side of things. I am open to follow up questions if my questions are not satisfactory. You can ask me again.
Yes, Bhaiya, like one last question.
Sure, sure.
Durga is asking, Bhaiya, any career recommendation like data science, or as we are being told, the web development or anything is replaced by future? And also how Salesforce developers are being hired through our campus recruitment. Like Ajax programming languages may not know many people, but still Salesforce developers are there now. So how we can apply for that?
Definitely. I mean, see that. Okay, there were two questions here. So the first one was about which technology is hotter, if I understood that. See, to be honest, I'm not the right person to ask that. Okay, I have been into Salesforce for my whole career. I have not explored data science or machine learning or anything else, to be honest. I am trained in .NET, but that's all. I have my coding skills, बट ऐसे ओवरऑल मैंने डेटा साइंस ये सब पे मैंने उतना ये नहीं किया है. टू बी ऑनेस्ट, मेरा गोल मैनेजमेंट ओरिएंटेड था. I wanted to do an MBA. I didn't want to get too technical as MS वगैरह से. So I was happy with Salesforce and I did not explore anything else. So I am not the right person for that. Second thing, जो hiring होती है सेल्स, जो freshers का बोल रहे हो hiring होती है, वो सब देखो, कंपनी आती है कैंपस पे टू टेक फ्रेशर्स, टू टेक पीपल, एंड वो लेने के बाद ना दैट पर्सन इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल ये कौन से प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करेगा. दे विल जस्ट टैग कि इसको ये चीज आती है, इसको ऐसा आता है, ये इसका स्किल है, ये वो. ठीक है, दैट गोज टू द एचआर. ओके, देयर इज अ separate HR team just for this, right? So that HR team basically looks into the thing. There are various HR teams. They see कि okay ठीक है, 4 Salesforce डेवलपर्स का रिक्वायरमेंट है, यहाँ ये ITR से 8 लोग आ रहे हैं, तो इनमें से 4 को डाल दो. तो ऐसा इनमें से 4, इन 8 में से 2 लोग को Salesforce पता है, तो उनको Salesforce में ही डाल दो. So that will be the thought process here, okay? Because companies will put you anywhere their requirement is. If they require testers, they'll put you as testers. You don't have a choice there. You can always go back, tell that HR, tell your manager that hey, I am interested for this. Because I know this and I want to pursue on this. That you can do. But company actually सब कुछ वो company के requirement पे. How what company will give you, but it just gives you a huge advantage campus वगैरह में, if because you know something that already वो company काम करती है, जैसे Deloitte. I mean, there are people, ITR students who work in Deloitte as Salesforce developers, many. I showed you one some time back. So yeah, ऐसे मतलब system यही है.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you,
Bhaiya.
Bhaiya.
With this, like we had a great experience with you. Thank you so much for your time, Bhaiya. And like literally from understanding why Salesforce is important, as well as like what is the utility to having
Yeah.
hands-on experience about different like components, as well as the developer coding console, as well as everything about Salesforce. It was a great experience overall for all of us. Thank you.